Hello, hello, and welcome back to Password. I guess we're checking in on Roswell. I guess.
Roswell, please.
I'm fine.
Boy, you are not fine and you know it.
Roswell was on the floor. And Osmond was supporting his back as he kneeled beside him.
Now, I'll ask you again. Which option did you want me to go with?
I can't sleep. I have to keep.
Roswell! What did you do?
Is he okay? Did he just...
Passed out. I didn't give him anything, if you were wondering.
This is bad, isn't it? What do we do?
We let him rest. All this excitement is likely wearing him down faster than if he were leisurely waiting out the clock.
Osmond picked up Roswell carefully, shifting him to carry him on his back.
I'll put him to bed. You figure out amongst yourselves what you want to do next.
There was a look on Osmond's face as he carried Roswell out of the room, somewhere between grim and absent.
Well, at least he's in the care of a doctor.
He's not a doctor anymore.
He's more qualified than any of us are. But it's really happening, isn't it? Roswell, you know. Dying.
I shifted uncomfortably on the spot, not liking the prospect.
It's the most likely thing that's afflicting him. Although, if it is, I don't think there's there's much we can do aside from making him comfortable. But so soon. I thought we had more time.
I guess not. I stepped back onto the foyer and immediately called out, Thanatos!
No need to yell, I'm already here.
He was sitting on the stairs patiently, clearly knowing I was going to come yelling. What's happening with Roswell?
He's dying. What do you fucking think? What do you think?
What did we do?
Nothing. Not as if there's anything to do about it.
But what about tomorrow? Wasn't he meant to go with Oswin? He's in no state to go anywhere.
Everything's going as it should. Don't you worry.
You knew this was going to happen and didn't say anything.
What would you have done if I told you? Not as if you could cure him.
But Thanatos!
Sheesh. You go crying my name out like that, and I'm going to put you under again.
He stood up and made a show of dusting his hands off before gesturing me closer.
Or maybe we should go downstairs so you can give putting in the password a try.
There's a password?
There might be.
Oh, fuck. I can't even think of anything at the moment. Oh, no. He doesn't have the normal tells, but he's almost certainly lying.
Who would you rather believe, Dave? That even a question?
Haas, absolutely, for sure. Believe Haas. The liar.
Real nice, Junior.
And Time made a move to kick Thanatos off the stairs, but was effortlessly sidestepped.
Listen, you want some help or not?
Help for Roswell, or help for what exactly?
Dave, think about what he's offering you.
I'm thinking.
I've been thinking too.
About what?
Say, they come for us tomorrow, right? Why don't we just fucking bail?
Big dog, we've talked about that not being an option.
Nah, I get the road thing. I mean, just not being in the fucking house.
I don't get it.
Do you mean we just be outside? Hide in the woods or whatever, yeah. Wait until they get bored and just come back when they leave.
Yeah, go ahead and try that. That tone almost sounds like it's not going to work. You tell me. What do you think? I scratch my chin, thinking it over. If we hide nearby, so we know when it's safe to come back, they've probably, they have probably seen it, which means you know well how well that goes, even if we don't come back. I'll save you the effort and say that they know the woods better than you do. There's less of them, and Dean and Dominic are about equivalent.
It sounds like we're screwed.
Unless the exchange tomorrow goes well, right? With Roswell, if he is, though, we're kinda...
We'll just have to think about something, that's all.
I looked at Thanatos, his smile never once fading. I already knew what it was that he was implying by it, too. Yeah, something.
Well, I don't know shit. It's not that hard to track, Tyson.
Now. Why don't... we don't need to be so hasty there. Who knows what the morning will bring? But it's not even lunchtime.
Hardly the point he's making, Dave. Well, whatever the point is, I have no idea what we're meant to be doing now.
Do us a favor and take care of Dave for a bit. In time for me to have a chat with Haas in Orlando.
About what?
We'll get to that when you've taken me to Orlando.
I'm not giving you a lift.
Haas was already walking back towards the dining room, ignoring Thanatos' gesture to be let up. Not this time either, huh?
You probably messed up his mane or whatever.
In any case, you two do some talking. I'll check in later. He ran off after Haas, disappearing into the other room.
So, we gonna talk?
He puts his arm around me, looking around briefly to see if anyone else was around. Guess so. Lead the way, Ty. He headed upstairs, and Tyson dropped into a chair, choosing to watch me pick one for myself as well. So, we should talk?
Fuck knows what about, though.
Ty, there's nothing at all that comes to mind.
Okay, yeah, there's something. Don't know how important it is, though.
Could be a little important if Thanatos wanted us to talk.
Alright, well, it's about getting off the mountain, yeah.
What about it?
So, say someone goes into the woods with that Dominic guy, right? How do we know they're coming back?
We don't let them, you don't think they will?
We know Roswell's not going to fucking... is not fucking going unless he gets better real quick. Even then, I don't think he's gonna make it.
Harsh, but I get where you're coming from.
Right. So, I'm gonna go.
You? Why?
I can see in the dark, and I'm not about to go leaving you on this mountain if I find a way out.
You didn't consider escaping then? And getting help?
I reckon that's what someone like Dean or Sal might do. But fuck that.
You don't think they'd come back? They wouldn't just abandon us. Or at least I don't think so.
Don't know. Don't think to consider it when I know I'd come back.
You could escape and get the police. Take the escape while you have it before something else happens.
And then come back to find that you've all been killed.
Oh.
All I'm saying is that I don't want to find out later that you've gone and died when I could have been around to keep you safe.
But what if you're the one being put in danger by going out there? I don't want to find out that you've been killed either.
So that's the rub, huh? We have to pick someone dependable.
I don't like the sound of that either.
Well, tough. We don't have a choice, do we? Either we send someone, or we give up finding our way home.
He was... Fuck. He was trying to keep my gaze, but he seemed troubled by the idea of as well. Though was there anyone that that we'd be willing to just let go just in case the worst happens? Would it be a case of having to pick at random?
Here's another thing I wanted to run by you too.
What's that?
When we get home, we want to go to the beach.
Wait, what?
When we get out of here, go on a proper vacation.
I caught the faintest smirk cross his face before he continued.
Could be fun, on the beach.
It was the snicker that followed that really clued me in on where his mind was at, and I couldn't help but follow suit, if only a little. The conversation seemed to die there, though, fading into silence. The silence stretched until Tyson started to rub his head, eyes on the floor.
I'm just worried.
Me too.
Do you think that's what the rat wanted us to talk about? Just that we're worried?
Honestly, I have no clue, Ty. He's just... I don't know.
So, I've been wanting to ask something else, if that's okay.
What is it?
So, that rabbit is probably gonna be back at some point now. And that we know he's not alone. So are you, gonna be fine with that?
No. Well, probably not. He almost killed me.
Okay, good.
Good?
I mean, I'm not liking the idea of him coming back, so I wanted to do something about it.
Such as?
Been trying to figure out some sort of trap we could set. Or if we could just get Benson to shoot him. It'd make our lives a bit easier.
Wouldn't that just annoy Dominic?
Who the fuck cares?
Because they're work buddies?
And...
Wouldn't that upset him?
Again. And...
Wouldn't he want to, get revenge? I could see the cogs turning in Tyson's head as slowly as he reasoned out what I'd said.
Shit.
Thanatos has been on my case about trying to figure something out to do about Jack. But I'm getting the impression that there isn't really anything we could do after all.
Maybe do nothing.
He says that doesn't turn out well either.
And if he's lying. Dude, I don't know. How about you just leave Jack to me? I'll think of something.
I guess that's fine. I watched as Tyson stood from his chair and came closer. He pulled me carefully to my feet and looked me in the eye.
I love you, you dork.
The words brought a smile to the face, the way he whispered them as he leaned in, carefully pressing his muzzle to mine. Even when trying to be gentle, he didn't really know what he was doing, but he was trying. Sliding his muzzle along mine until he had his chin resting on his shoulder, he hugged me close. At any moment, I could lose this. I could lose what I had with any of my friends, and the pit of my stomach grew to the point I started trembling. I thought of Roswell dying. I thought of everyone in danger already, and as my trembling grew, Tyson's grip around me tightened.
Hey, you alright? How about we head back down? See how things are going, alright?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Hoss, it's the rat!
Sure. Everyone seemed to be already there by the time Tyson and I arrived, with the notable exception of Roswell. I don't think that's very notable, Dave, but that's just me. Him plus Oswin and Benson, we got there. Yes. But I assumed they were off making sure Roswell was treated with whatever they could give him, or at least that's what I opened. What's going on?
Minato's just being a menace.
There's nothing wrong with being a menace.
I'm not.
You kind of are. What's he doing, though?
Nothing. What do you mean, nothing? And what do you mean? You came in here, wanting to talk to me, but just started talking nonsense.
I wouldn't say nonsense, but he was absolutely looking to pick a fight with someone. What did he say?
With Roswell out of commission, I just wanted to see if Orlando wanted to go see his dad. I don't want to see my dad. I don't think any of us do.
He also followed it up, saying that Orlando's life is pretty expendable, to which a great deal after was spent making sure Orlando didn't roast him. Yeah, probably good that he doesn't, for now.
It does raise an important question, though.
Go for it, big guy.
If Roswell is out of commission, how is that going to affect the exchange tomorrow?
Well, I guess one of us would need to go instead, right? No way he's going to be able to find out where we're going and coming back.
In a sense.
I looked at Thanatos with a frown. The bad feeling I had from before was returning, but I kept my mouth shut.
Well, if Oswin is going in regardless, and it needs to be one other, I volunteer. Was just talking to Dave about it.
Dude, no offense, but are we sure that's the right call?
The fuck do you mean by that?
You're on edge already. I don't see you calmly following along, seeing the way out and calmly coming back to grab us.
Dude!
Points for volunteering, but there's someone more suitable.
You're not going to suggest yourself, are you? The moment they pull out a gun, we're fucked.
Dude!
We should consult with Oswin, shouldn't we? I would volunteer, but I feel I'm ill-equipped should we run into Memphis.
Why?
I feel like he'll insist I stick around for a chat, while returning is the priority.
Oh.
For similar reasons, Orlando doesn't make a good choice either.
But all that leaves is, well, Benson, myself, and Dean.
Except now that we know Mensis has a bear in his group, he might try recruiting Dean the way he's trying to recruit me.
So Benson and me. Well, Benson then, surely. If anything goes wrong, he can take care of himself.
Unless they knock him off, while they have the chance and leave the rest of us defenseless.
I could feel everyone's eyes on me, and I felt I was going to be sick.
Well, Dave's out too. I agree.
That was not where I was expecting this to lead.
Dave falls into the same category as Orlando, except instead Memphis putting him on edge, it'd be Jack.
So we're left with no one?
Well, shit, now what?
If someone has to go, we're just going to have to pick someone. In which case?
In which case, I'll be the one that decides.
Ozun was standing in the doorway when he spoke, and promptly approached, so he was standing with the rest of us.
Admittedly, everything I caught Sal saying stands up to scrutiny. We don't have any options with Roswell's current condition.
How is he?
Would you like the good news or the bad news?
So he's dead. Amazing, let's go.
The bad news first. I think it would be best to prepare yourself for Roswell's passing sooner rather than later. His condition is not improving as to be expected, but in addition, it's worsening with every bit of stress that crops up.
Rather than let the bad news linger in the air, he cut in immediately. What's the good news? I cut in immediately. Yes, okay.
The good news is that he's stable. I've medicated him, so he's sleeping soundly for now. He'll probably sleep the rest of the day away, so I wouldn't go expecting him to make an appearance later.
What about the pain?
It was his choice, a moment of lucidity to inform me that he'd be more useful asleep. What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Any number of things.
Indeed. The more pressing matter we have is figuring out who of you is going to be accompanying me into the woods.
Yeah, plenty of volunteers, it seems like.
That doesn't make it any easier. Ideally, I'd like to go with Roswell, given reasons that need be explained. But I'll have to consider who our best option is moving forward. And just so we're clear, Benson isn't being considered. That's right. I feel he's best utilized covering the escape after you know where you're going, or the worst case scenario, where no one returns, you're not left to fend for yourselves.
We look at each other uncertain. The plan we had was for now out of the window, and no one seemed happy about it. There's something else I wanted to show everyone. It might not be much, but... My eyes went to Thanatos briefly before I dug into my pocket, placing the Leo medallion on the table. Actually, I think I'll end the part here. So I will see you around, everyone.